Well, I got out and do a wee documentary video and say, take me through it, take me through what you're doing there. How do you fill up the holes? What do you do? What is it more difficult in this temperature to do that with the cold weather? And then how do you mix it up? And what ratio is it to stone to tarmac or whatever? Stuff like that. Incidentally, right? This is too much fun, right? See, right, I was in Costa there one day, right? I'm fucking mental! Don't define yourself by as a reaction to the opposition that you have. Just be yourself. Okay. I was in Costa, that very Costa there one day. Let's zoom in for effect, right? I'm not saying my behaviour's been like exemplary, but you know, certain things happened, and don't live in regret. What happened was I was in Costa there one day, and see, this is the thing, right? Anyone who watches this and who works outdoors and works on their own will understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Working on your own can send you a bit of doolally, you know, or was a doolally to begin with, and that's why I'm, you know. But I was in Costa there one day, right, and I just felt it. I was like, wake up people, you bunch of zombies. So I was just kind of performance art, used the element of surprise. So I dropped my trousers, not in any, and I ended up just in my own little world, right? And I dropped my trousers and kind of like flexed my muscles, and folk were looking at me and stuff like that, and then it got a wee bit out of hand, and then I kind of said a few things. Right? And then I went outside the Costa bit, right? And this is an extended epigraph to something that I'm going to expand on in relation to my me talking about my sister yesterday, which you could probably say incidentally is a wee bit, you know, it appears, that's what I mean. The what you fight, you become. That's a danger in it. So, and you end up looking like the aggressor. Well, I know I'm not the aggressor, so that's why I can talk so freely. And I'm in presentation mode anyway. But in the light of me talking about my sister yesterday, who I was saying is my biggest enemy, it just goes on and on and on. It's quite funny because my mum phoned me last night again, right? And I'll just insert a wee reference in there, right? Ken how Mike Tyson was a mummy's boy, and he talked about his mother being his biggest coach, and look at the fucking badass he turned out to be. So blow me if he didn't like me quoting my mother, you know. It's quite an interesting juxtaposition, that, isn't it? Mummy's boy. Not that I'm a mummy's boy. I didn't like talking to my mum, but it was just because I was talking, because it's the Christmas thing, Christmas, right? So my mum is actually quite wise, and we were talking. It was a good wee heart to heart, and it was good. At least I'm like, you know, getting my mum on side. Know that that's the plan. I didn't really care what anyone in the family thinks about me, right? But my mum was on side. It's like, well, you know, man has the power of influence, doesn't he? So I want I said this to my brother. I was going, here's just a wee insight right now that I'm just coming to. It's like, too much time and energy around family, it's very destructive. You got to get away from that, innit? Got to learn to kind of cut the, you know. Anyway, it's because it's this time of year. But I was talking to my mother last night, and it just kept the thread. It's like an extended thread. Me and the drama with my sister, because I heard a few things, and my mum was she was with me on my side, but she's talking about my sister, and she's going, yeah, your sister, I think she was a bit embarrassed by your behaviour, and it's not all, you know, more embarrassed by your behaviour, right? So if you hold that thought, I've kind of even got to watch this, but, you know, hold that thought, and the extended epigraph, and then that will inform the discussion in terms of what we're doing here. We're at the Costa, so we're looking at that Costa there, and as I say, I kind of drew attention to myself. It's not been the first time, but I did that, right? And what is it with these social workers? Can I just say, where do I start, right? My feelings about certain things, right? Tell me, is it obligatory if you're a social worker that you're always a social worker in every fucking hour of the day and you can't turn it off and I've got phantom authority syndrome and phantom... Is it possible to like switch your job off and not like view everything in normal life with the imprint, with the blueprint of social work? In other words, somebody came out of there, right? Came out of the Costa, right? And was like coming up to me and going, "Are you all right?" And with this kind of, you can phone this number, you know, if you're, you know, folk in this sleepy parochial shite, and this is in nearly 2025, in this sleepy parochial shitey town, right? Still can't handle somebody acting a bit exuberant. It's like, well, sorry I work harder than you, hen. Sorry I'm more physical than you. Sorry I'm at the gym pretty much 24 hours a day, brain training when I'm not at the gym. My job's the gym and I train the whole time. And I pretty much take it to a really high level. Why do folk not appreciate that, you know? Why wouldn't you go a bit nuts? Why wouldn't you go, woo? Why wouldn't you do that? It's like, stay in the box, people! Stay in the box! Walking around like zombies because they're working at some desk. You think men, just talk more, you know, men. Well, human beings are designed to move, aren't they? But men sitting in a call centre, is that really what they want to be doing with their time, you know? So no wonder they're all fucked up. I worry about the youth. Playing computer games are actually beneficial. They are actually quite important. You know, I can see that. But you've also got to know the value. You've got to take the skills that you learn in computer games and take them into the real world and take it into like your physical jobs shit. Do it. It's important that, you know, all I'm saying is that the youngsters moving up, do they ken the value of hard work? Like actually physical work, ken? I've taken that to extreme. Anyway, coming out of the Costa, right, and there's so many fucking social workers and fucking gatekeepers and self-appointed police and self-appointed whatever, right? Somebody, I just thought it was funny. Someone was coming at and I was going. I wouldn't say I was going nuts, but you got to play with that. Play with madness a little bit. That's actually a thing. You've got to play with, teeter on the edge of insanity in order to fully. It's a bit like, you know, pretend. You know, try being gay so you can that you're no gay. That kind of thing. Teeter on the edge of madness so you can come back to it and you're more sane than everybody else. If you've teetered on the edges of insanity, just play with that with poetic license. But if you play with that a little bit, then you're more likely to end up at the other end, coming at the other side, more sane than everybody else, because they've not even pushed the boundaries. So blow me if folk all those folk that have judged me. My brother said, he goes, if you act crazy in what society perceives as crazy, right, you're going to be perceived as a bit. You're going to have to be prepared for the results. But as one of these guys in these YouTube channels was saying, he's gone, well, I get more feeling from doing this stuff than I do for people. Isn't that interesting? Get more upliftment in my human spirit. Ken, spirits in the material world, Ken. I get more upliftment for doing that than I do hanging around with certain folk, you know, that want to pull me down. But anyway, coming out of the Tesco thing, with that epigraph in our mind, the extended epigraph at the start of that, you know, keep that in the back of the mind. It's all adding to the picture that I'm painting, isn't it? So I come out of that Costa there and I'm having some person give me a number of it, like a community team or something. It's like, and they're worried about, you know, like if you're worried about your da-da-da. And I'm like, nah, I'm fine. I was just like da-da-da. And I went into it a little bit and he just looked right through me as if like, duh. Get what I mean? So many folk. What David Icke said was true, innit? Human beings have out sheep the sheep. Because at least sheep need the sheepdog to keep them in line. Humans are better at sheep than keeping each other in line. And they do it by, you know, it's fucking true. It's fucking true. See, when you work in a big garden every day, and you're like in paradise. Sometimes it doesn't feel like paradise, like I've said before. Sometimes it feels like a jail. But, you know, coming out of that into the town feels like one big jail. It feels like one big social experiment, innit? Everyone's controlling each other. Is everybody really behaving the way they want to behave? Are they behaving the way they want to behave based on what this person will think of me and da-da-da and all that? You know, they're scared to actually be themselves. So then they'll just project that onto me, make me the scapegoat, the aberration, somebody that jumps and goes and pulls their trousers down metaphorically and literally sometimes, and makes him the problem. Because we're a bit jealous. We can't handle that someone else is actually having the balls to be himself. Like, if folk genuinely want to be a zombie, that's their choice. But there must be folk in zombie mode that didn't want to be zombies, that do actually want to jump out their skin and actually, you know, that they actually want to say to their mates, "Hey, dude, you are a fucking prick. What am I doing hanging around with you? And all you folk that have been hanging about with, you're all a bunch of dickheads. None of this weed has got to cover up that and stuff like that. You know, they're not being themselves, are they? They're not truly being themselves." But anyway, so it's all connected. What I'm saying is, right, numerous times this year, we're still in 2025. Time moves fast when you're having fun. It feels like it's 2025, but the number of times folk you never think that the folk closest to you are going to be coming round you, telling you that there's something wrong with you, you need therapy. And we're building up to a crescendo with this, right? So I've had even my brother doing that, coming round me after I went woo and chucking my bike up in the air and going, "Smoke weed, did he smoke weed?" Ken performance art on a Friday. Hello, do yous folk fucking work hard? Do you even ken what the Friday feeling is? No, duh, they're all like comfortably numb or whatever. Yeah. They can't handle that someone like being euphoric on nae drugs. You jealous of that as well? Sheep, people in the box, can't handle somebody being euphoric when yous need to take fucking 5 Eckies to feel the same way as I do, naturally, because I can't how to channel that, because I work hard, and then when I finish my job, I'm like, woo! That's, you know, so building up to a crescendo with my sister was embarrassed that I paraded my glorious muscles that I've done 50,000 mile in the past 5 years. Take that in. It's a bit like pondering the universe, isn't it? It's a bit like pondering the universe. Folk can't take it in. It's too bright for them. That light is too bright. It blows their mind. They can't handle it. So like, duh! It's like, I'll just say that to you again, sister, right? 50,000 mile apart, you know. And you think me standing on a wall is like offensive. You're offended by my physique. You're offended by me being the best masculine version of myself. You're offended by me expressing myself. You're offended by me standing up for my own mother. Do I need to go on? You're offended by me shaking it off, like going to yoga or something like that. You're offended by that. So at a certain point you go, this person is a fucking controlling motherfucker in the matrix, in the system, that wants to fucking keep me in the box, keep me controlled. You know? So I was having this discussion with my mother about, like, oh, my sister doesn't understand you, and she was embarrassed by it. Right, so you're embarrassed. Let's just break this down, and then I'm going to put this to bed and move on with my life, because I don't need to deal with these fucking people anymore, right? I'm just doing what I want to do, but I'm just going to say this and fucking move on. And fucking going to work hard, because I work fucking hard. I work hard and I play hard and I train hard. So blow me, anyone that wants to judge that. You judging me because you're not as fit as me. You didn't have the same focus as me. Didn't have the same discipline as me. Didn't have the same tenacity as me, etc., etc. So she gans. So she's embarrassed by me showing the fruits of my labour. You're embarrassed at your own brother showing the fruits of his labour and posing, and why wouldn't I be proud of that, right? You're embarrassed at that. Ken what, sister? I'm embarrassed about you. I'm embarrassed at you. Because you didn't appreciate me. Just start, fuck the achievements. You didn't even appreciate me as a human being. Folk that didn't want you to be happy and didn't want you to be free and didn't want you to express yourself and be like the best version of yourself. Like, be like, hello, I've been putting all this fucking work in. I'm proud of it. So I'm fucking embarrassed for her. Went round to her house one time. I was telling her about, ken that day, you know, when I when I carried Timothée Chalamet, A-lister star in Netflix's The King. You know, I was asked to carry his crown. You know, it's interesting, right? No one in the family has even asked me about it. Duh! So I toiled for a whole month on Outlaw King as a movie extra to be given the privilege of carrying his crown in the coronation scene in Netflix's The King. A proud moment, you can imagine. So a bit like analogically, if you know, it's I've said it before, but you're embarrassed at that. You're embarrassed about me achieving. So, thanks very much. Really appreciate that. That's yeah, so I had this big discussion with my mother last night. I was like, yeah, and it was good. Got it off my chest so I can lay it at rest. Anybody that doesn't want to be, that wants to fucking, there's an ignorance. I had this whole big discussion. It was really quite interesting. I get more connection from my mother. You know, it's like this whole big discussion about this is like, it's quite sad just taking a step back that folk didn't even fucking understand each other. It's like, it was an eye-opener. She was telling me about stuff that this is what shinks and this and this, and I think it's maybe a bit of this going on, and I'm going, yeah, it fucking blows my mind that folk can't turn it off. They can't take their peak cap off, and they want to, you know, just, you know what I mean? Where's the fucking love, joy, and appreciation? I've had more fucking love, joy, and appreciation for fucking birds flying in the sky than I have certain fucking people that should know better, you know? So I'll finish at that, because I've lost my train of, I've lost the whole point of this, but I'm just saying, the conclusion of this is there's a bit of a cart before the horse. There's folk, they want to jump in and criticise you for that. But then you've just fucking won a big Olympic gold medal, and there's what was that like? Nah. So it's like, there's a bit of a kind of, and they want to make me out to be crazy. It's like, that's why we have the gift of speech. We talk. How's it been going, Dave? What have you been up to? Oh, you've no idea. You've no idea. Oh, woo! Wait till you hear this. Nah, no interest, but then they can't handle. They want to criticise you for behaving. You know, I'll finish off. David Icke was right. Human beings have out-sheeped the sheep. You know what I mean? Want to control each other, want to keep each other in line. Because I'm not in line, so I want to control him. Do you know what I mean? This isn't like somebody going around with a machine gun and shooting people. This is like somebody just being themselves, and they can't handle that. So, as one of my mates said, they'll catch up. But you know what? Even if they didn't, I didn't give a flying fuck anymore. Woo! Happy Christmas.